displays that Brendan's been putting in, like, does it surprise you any bit when, like, 18 months on from doing his cruise shit that he's got back to those heights and doesn't seem to be dipping, since the All-Ireland? He's just kind of kept at that level.
Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me at all. I've played with Brendan since first year in secondary school, and I know the type of character that Brendan is. The work that he's put in to come back from his cruciate ligament injury and to get his body in the shape that he is now, and like we're seeing the performances there, and sure it's great. Like Brendan was incredible for Tipperary this year, and he kept that form going into the club action and really led that Bursley team as well. So he's an amazing athlete, amazing leader, and has just been a joy to watch for everyone.
There seems to be a big bond between kind of you, him, Paddy, that kind of that older crew that you come through kind of a lot together, and I suppose kind of winning your third medal together then last year.
Yeah, a huge bond. We're great friends as well as hurling together for years, but we've great friendships there, and Brendan will always be someone that'll be close in my life, regardless of hurling or not. He was a great friend before any of this started, and will be after. So it's we've a great bond, and I suppose that does help then on the pitch.
Will Bonner do a Brendan on it, do you think?
I'd say Bonner is he's a very hard trainer, and a very ambitious guy, and he'll be back better than ever. There's no doubt about that.
I think Liam Sheedy was saying just before Christmas they felt he was ahead of schedule. I mean, have you been chatting to Bonner lately? He's probably been maybe chatting more to Brendan about his knee, but in terms of you having to come back from a serious enough injury as well, have you been giving him any advice?
No, Bonner, look, in fairness, unfortunately we've had a few guys that have had the knee injuries over the last few years, so he's taken advice, I suppose, from the experts and the physios and that, and working with the S&Cs. So I'm sure he's been in contact with likes of Brendan and Conor Hammersey as well last year, did the knee, and Michael Cahill and a few lads like that. Like, so I'm sure they're all talking to each other about it. Thankfully, I have no experience of that injury, but all I know is Bonner is in the shape of his life, and he's coming back with great strength, and I was never going to be in doubt really, because he's the type of guy that when he puts his mind to something like his recovery or his training, that he'll always be trying to better himself and get back stronger than he ever was.
Is he back in the grass? Is he doing a bit with you?
He's doing a bit of running. He's not with the group, but he's doing a little bit of running, yeah.
Is Billy McCarthy back training, do you know?
I think he's due back with Thurles now, but he's not back in with us yet, no.
Because he did a desperate one trying to get back from that.
Very, very bad injury for such a great young hurler after coming from. He was probably the shining light really out of a poor season in 2018 for us, like, so it was a real pity now. So hopefully he'll come back to himself and get the body right, and it'd be great to get him back in around the panel at some stage.
Did it take a lot of work from you, Seamus, in around 2018 after the injury you had there, to sort of get back full pace for 2019 to hit the league hard, like?
Yeah, I suppose it was kind of 2018 was kind of gone as really early, like the 9th of June I think it was, when we were knocked out. So it was a pity, because I was kind of only after getting back training a few weeks at that stage, and the games were coming so quick then at that stage. It was tough because we had 4 games in 4 weeks. But then I could start feeling a bit better as the club season went on, actually, when we were gone from Tipperary, and I kind of tried to keep going then over the winter just to make sure I could hit the ground running in 2019, and thankfully that helped build a good platform in the Alliance League then in the start of 2019, and just tried to keep going after that and keep momentum building. But yeah, it was just a bit unfortunate 2018, because I'd say maybe if the structure of the championship was a bit different, I could have maybe been a little bit better, a little bit sharper, but it was the fact that we had 4 games in 4 weeks was probably tough enough on it.
Did being made captain get even more from you, do you think? I mean, different hurlers, different footballers react differently being given the captaincy. Some it brings to another level, others just prefer to be focused on themselves. And you were coming back after the injury and all that, so it was another responsibility on top of you wanting to get back to your best anyway. I mean, did you thrive, or how did you feel when Liam said it to you?
Yeah, well, look, I felt very honoured, surprised, and very over the moon really, and just so honoured to get the chance to captain the team. Now I don't know what the story is for the year coming now, but it was great to be able to do it last year, and I just love the responsibility, and the more of that I'm well able to handle it, so I just kind of take it in my stride, and I don't put pressure on myself. So it's a nice tag to have, but I'm very lucky as well, because we have so many leaders in the Tipperary dressing room. It's not too much falling on my shoulders that I wouldn't have been kind of doing previous to the title anyway. So it's an easy transition really. and a lot of good guys there to help with.
Does it feel like there's another group going to be pushing on now? I mean, I suppose there's kind of some of the 2018 under-21 team were kind of coming on as subs last year. They're next year on, and then you have the under-20 team from last year. Does it feel like there's another group kind of coming?
Definitely, yeah. Sure, look, we had the 21s All-Ireland champions 2 years ago and 20s last year. So, look, they're the future of Tipperary. So the more of them, I suppose, they can get a bit of game time now in the Alliance League and things like that, to try and force their way in. That's great because, you know, the older guys, we want that competition. We want that the competition for places there. Like, we want to fight for the jerseys there, and it'll benefit us all really. Like, they're going to give us challenges, we'll give them challenges, and hopefully we'll have a really good mix together then. And you know, like every year, I suppose you're trying to find who's the next lad that's going to step in, or who's going to be the young lad that kind of comes out of nowhere. Like, so it's you know, it's a great opportunity in the Alliance League for these guys as well to set themselves up for the summer. But you know, the older lads aren't going to step aside either too easily. So
That's something you embrace personally, that there's a few of those young lads that are inside forwards as well.
Yeah, like, you know, you love the challenge, and you know, you love training with these guys because, you know, as well as them trying to learn from us, we can learn an awful lot from them as well, because they're coming in kind of carefree, just playing their best hurling, and, you know, full of confidence, I suppose, after the last number of years with the 21s and that. So, and they have their own ideas too, so we're all trying to learn off each other and trying to benefit each other.
And Jake Morris spoke impressively at a thing here towards the end of last year. We're talking about that, what you were saying, you wanted the young guys to back themselves, and he was very much backing himself, and he reckons that generation of lads, while they have an awful lot of respect for the older players like yourselves, are coming for you, sort of a thing. Like,
Yeah.
so that's what you want, like, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I hope they are coming for us, like, because as I said, that can only shift standards upwards, and, you know, we might think, you know, be at a level there where we think the standard is, and I'd be hoping that the younger fellas will come along and try and blow that out of the way, and hopefully we'll rise with them, and we'll all create a new standard together.
This is the third time in your career that you're starting the season as defending champions. Is there anything from the last two, when you kind of look back, that, you know, something you've learned from, or anything in kind of in your approach?
No, I think, look, like every year, you need a bit of luck too. You know, 2017 here, we were in hard luck in the semi-final, only for a fantastic Joe Canning score at the end really took it from our grasp. So I just think you take every game as it comes, and it doesn't matter whether you're coming in trying to do 2 in a row, 3 in a row, whatever it is. You just have to be, I suppose, preparing as best as you can every day. You go out and train to try and perform at the weekend in the games. So I just think the Alliance League will kind of know where we are really at the end of that. Limerick coming to town on Saturday evening now is going to be a huge challenge, and that'll, I suppose, give us a lot of learnings to take forward as well. So we'll just try and build the blocks up again, because we know everyone's back on a level playing field. Once the calendar year turns, everyone goes back into the pack again, and, you know, it's a tough championship, it's a tough league, and you know, we'll see who emerges, and we'll kind of take it week by week and see where we're going.
When you started there, I suppose Eoin Kelly was kind of the attacking leader of the team. What's he been kind of? I know he kind of maybe had a role last year, but it seems a big one now this year, the fact that he's in a selector. Yeah,
definitely. Look, Eoin is fantastic. You know, any chance you could have someone like Eoin Kelly in around your dressing room, yeah, it's brilliant for us all, because, you know, the immediate respect that he'd have just from being a legend. He's probably an idol to every one of the people that are in the dressing room, but he's been a great leader, and I've got the chance to share the dressing room with him, which has been an absolute honour, and to get to do it again now, and to learn from the best, can only be a huge benefit to all of us.
When you first came into the Tipperary team, Seamus, you were banging in goals for fun, maybe 8, 9, 10, and there could have been a bit of a dip then, maybe 11. Like, what would have been the things you worked on in your game then to sort of get back like a key player in the Tipperary team?
Yeah, I suppose, like, there was a couple of years where maybe you suffered a bit, not getting your game, and I think that it was kind of bit of freedom came into your game. It's just kind of experience as well when you get a bit older. I think obviously I had a bit more responsibility. Eamon O'Shea kind of put a bit more belief in me there, I suppose, and you know, put me on frees and things like that, just to try and get my confidence up and going again, like so. And I think it just kind of, as I said, momentum is great really. It gives you great confidence and belief, and, you know, thankfully I had a good year then in 2014, and I kind of kept belief from that then to brought into the following years, and that. So I think there was no major change really, just maybe a bit more kind of experience really kind of helped.
Just another question on Eoin Kelly. When you talk to him, he seems unbelievably passionate and very inquisitive. He's always sort of asking questions. What do you find with your relationship with him?
I think, I suppose, when Owen was last year hurling himself, like, I just thought, because when I was growing up, Owen was my idol all the time, and I just tried to, you tried to copy his game really, like, and try and be like him. And then his final year, he was out behind the goals. I was practicing frees, and he'd be behind the goals hitting the ball out. Like, he was that kind of a humble fella, which is great. And he's still always there, and he's still always trying to learn and trying to be better. And he's a huge influence on us. He's a huge positive influence, because his leadership skills in his dressing room were incredible in 2010, and for years before and after that. But you're always going to try and pick up little bits of information from him, because he knows it. Like, he doesn't know it all, but he's been through it all, and I just think he's going to be really valuable for players like myself, and then I suppose even more so for players like you mentioned, Jake Morris, the Mark Hughes, the inside forwards. He's going to be huge for us, and we got I suppose a few snippets of how good he could be for us last year, and now he's in as a full selector role, so he can only be a huge help.
Is Eamon O'Shea's role changed at all with the new title, or is it effectively given the title what he was already doing? Sort of thing.
I'm hearing about this title today anyway, so I don't know what he's going to be doing, but it's great to have him involved anyway.
Yeah, I can't even remember if it was performance directors or whatever, but that's his thing, isn't it? Getting performance out of guys. Obviously, shrewd tactically, but he's away with players, hasn't he, in terms of unlocking their potential? He
does. He's great. Look, I wouldn't have had half the career I've had only for Eamon O'Shea, to be honest. He's a huge influence on my life, and just having him in around the setup we're very, very privileged to have the backroom team, the complete backroom team that we have. I think that it's great to have Liam involved, but he's set up a backroom team around him as well that's exceptional, and we're very lucky to be players at this time.
Just one more, just going back to what Fintan asked there about defending champions. People kind of throw out saying you're up there to be shot at, and teams, even when they're playing you in the league, want to raise their game because they're defending champions. Do you think that's a cliche, or have you found, is there a discernible difference? Or
to be honest, my opinion would be, once the year turns, once January comes, everyone is on a level playing field. I don't think we didn't look at Limerick last year and kind of say, look, they're defending champions, let's do this, let's do that. You concentrate on your own performance when you're in preparation mode, you're in preparation for your own team. You give every other team the respect that they deserve when you're I suppose you're getting ready to play them in a championship or a league game. But I think everyone is back down as a level playing field now. We're all in the pack, and we'll all be hunting for the first bit of silverware now with the Alliance League, and then we'll be all in the hunt for Munster Championship and so on. So. But you start it all now, you lay the foundations now here, I suppose, starting Saturday evening, and that's the only game in town for us at the moment.
Thanks for watching Our Game. Don't forget to like and share the videos, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe.